thousands of investors are turning around their eyes to a new country that we are part of that wonderful opportunity. What do you think if I can mention you? We have the possibility to buy a luxury apartment with wonderful earns to receive for that property in rentals, to receive a benefit for residency too. And in addition, could you imagine you can buy that paying ridiculous taxes less than a property that you can buy in Miami, for example? Could you imagine that? Many of the investors are calling us today. And do you know why? They do the math. And after that, they call us.
Welcome to Investing Paradise, the podcast where we give foreign investors real numbers, real stories, and a real roadmap to build wealth in Panama. I'm Maga, this is Wendy, and Monica, and we are from Luxe Real Estate, Panama's leading luxury and investment brokerage. Let's get into it.
Okay, guys, let's start with something incredible. Why Panama? Why our investors have to choose Maca, our country, to invest and put their money, and they don't have to choose in other countries like Costa Rica, Colombia, or Mexico. Why Panama?
I do think like when investors are looking at Latin America and they look at the neighboring countries, it will depend on their goals. It will also depend on, their how many risks they want to take, and also on their strategy, right? If, for example, your goal is to have, modern stability and you want eco-friendly, and you want to be subject to seasonal caps, then you go to Costa Rica. Why? Because Costa Rica has a very touristic mark season where you're gonna have probably good returns on that seasonality. But then when that season ends, you enter in something that probably it's not gonna give you the returns that you want. Against Panama, which you don't have that touristic seasonality because we're run by multinationals, that will be something that I will tell someone that says like, I'm looking in Costa Rica.
And it's all year.
It's all year.
It's all year. It's not only a few
Correct.
Months.
Yes.
Exactly.
Also, I have clients that says like, I like Mexico. I love. I want to invest there.
We know Tulum, for example, was in a boom a couple of years
The thing
ago.
is that it's amazing for you to go as a tourist and stay there. But when you look at like local law for you to be able to buy property in the coastline in Mexico, they have very strict rules and they change state-wise. So against Panama, that foreigners have same ownership rights as locals, you are gonna get presented into a structure in which you need to put your money into fideicomiso, that's a trust, and then the bank owns the property, but you have the rights to use it. So it's a different scenario in which you are looking to invest. And
Exactly.
as Mexico, you also have countries like Colombia that they offer, lower entry points, because it's true. Like people can go to Colombia with a less investment. But you do have the threshold of that you need to exchange
The
you need
money
to
that-
exchange the local money for
Exactly.
US dollars. So
Exactly.
that's something that Panama doesn't have. Like Panama is run by US dollars, which takes that risk entirely. I have a client that had an Airbnb and he says, well, I'm having 50% return of
and
investment.
it's incredible.
And I'm like, that's amazing. How was it during elections when you needed to exchange that 50%? And then he was like, yeah, that's why I'm coming to Panama. Because people want stable. Well, some of them. If your strategy is not, high risk, high volatility, you need to come to Panama because it's a safe haven. You have US dollars, you have a great stability, political and legal. The legal framework for investors to be able to invest in Panama, it's very friendly. I heard a client that told me like it's like they put a red carpet in the airport for me to
For
come
sure.
here.
This
Like
is
I contact my lawyer and he came to the airport and gave me my cedula and gave me the keys of my house. I'm like,
Incredible.
I know, it's incredible.
For that is named red carpet. For
Yeah.
many of the
We are a
people, right?
friendly country for everyone that wants to live here. We are a friendly country. It's easy for you to live here or invest from your home. If you decide already to invest in Panama, it will be easy and more easy if you choose the correct person to do all the advice that you need to know, and that's why we are here.
It's true.
It's exactly true, Wendy, and exactly Maha, what I mentioned. You know, I have interesting numbers that I want to mention you. For example, Panama GDP growth rate projects 6 to 7% for 2025. Canal revenues. Panama is Panama Canal. We cannot cover that with a finger. It's wonderful for us and it's a privilege. It's a blessing when we could say we have a canal that moves billions of dollars, 4.9 billions in a fiscal year 2023. Could you imagine? Inflation rate is historical, one of the lowest in Latin America, 4 to 3%. It's completely incredible, and that's a benefit that have all the investors that choose Panama as their new country to put their money here. And we consider also, what do you think, Maka? We are a logistic hub. Why we can open door for those investors that are thinking to choose a wonderful place. We have the free zones. We have all our connections in the ocean, in the air, in the earth. What do you think about that?
I do think like apart from like the logistic hub that's Panama, and that obviously you have like that revenue that comes, it doesn't matter what happens like in the world, you will always have boats going through the canal. You have established a place for multinationals to come here, and that's why we're seeing that more multinationals are coming here, because it's easy for them, because the country is giving them, you know, tax exemptions, benefits for the people that are coming here. We have the space to host them in those logistics. You have great developments like Panama Pacifico. That's like a huge project, but still you have Costa del Este, where the biggest multinationals are settled in. So you have a very interesting mix, and I'm an expat, right? Like you guys are Panameños, but I'm an expat, and I can say it like from the expat.
You understand?
I understand, because it's also very nice when you go out and you see people from all
Everywhere.
around the world.
You feel like home too.
You go into a cafe and you can see, you know, people from the
All
digital
everywhere.
nomad, yeah, the digital nomad that's coming, you know, with shorts and flip flops and have a $3 million startup, to the guy with the suit that probably, you know, it doesn't meet the end, like end of the month. You have this ecosystem that also makes the country a very, you know,
Friendly.
multicultural, cosmopolitan
And
city.
rich
And also,
culture
if
for
they
all of
only
us.
speak English, there is a lot of people who speak English here. So it's easy for you to understand with everybody, have a relation, have a friend, or go to the hospital if you would need something quickly, and they will speak with you.
Yeah, and an infrastructure, I do think Panama has, you know, doing great things. I think we have one of the top 10 best hospitals in Latin America.
Yeah, healthcare.
We are number one country for retirees.
Exactly.
We are like we are, you know,
people,
the first of
Yes.
many of the countries.
many people comes to another countries to get the steam treatments
Yes.
for health or improve their health. Many situations like this put Panama in the map around the world, and doing the report about that, we could say Panama have a stronger financial structure for you as an investor. We have a political established that you can be sure if you're gonna put your money here, you're gonna invest, in the government. It's working always in laws that are going to be offering the best situation that your money is going to be secure. The legal process with our visas, the golden visa, the solving economy visa, and more of other options that we can suggest. We have, and that's a parenthesis, we work with the best lawyers here in Panama, and we can suggest is if you are interested to know more about legal process migration to move to Panama, we can put you in contact with those lawyers that can help you to do that process easy too. And something that I can continue talking about is about which are the best areas that you can consider if you are an investor, which areas, Wendy, for example, you can suggest to our client to start to invest in real estate, because we know real estate is a very safe option to increase your profits, to increase your wealthy, and where you consider you can suggest to that clients that are coming to us and we can put their money in our best places in Panama.
Sure. I think that for the clients, besides they want to have a good investment, there is another points that you have to consider. Like they want to be secure if they come and they will use. Sometimes they make the investment for both things. They want to rent a few times to get some money about it, and then they want to come like in this part of the year that it's colder and come to Panama that we have a tropical weather here all year long and use it. So for me, in my experience, I say that we have a few zones in Panama that mix a lot of things that is important for you to be secure, that walkable area, that you can go to the coffee and be sure you can get your pet with you. You can go to the hospital. You can go to the mall, and it's you will have a plusvalía in English.
Appreciation.
Appreciation in the time. To combine all these things, I recommend Costa del Este. If you want something that is a good infrastructure, that have a lot of different type of apartments. If you want a small apartment, if you want a big apartment, if you want to see the sunset in the sea, if you want to see mountains, if you want to be close to the biggest companies, multinational companies, Costa del Este is the zone I will recommend you. But also, if you are like, I have some clients that say, I don't like too much noise. I don't want to hear the traffic. I want to be more, peace. I need more
Like
peace.
in a private area
Privacy,
where I can feel like
exclusivity also.
Yes.
You can see Santa Maria. Santa Maria is beside Costa del Este, and we are in the middle of the Panama City. You can get to the airport. Example, if you travel a lot, you can get to the airport in 10 minutes around. They connect with the corridor to the main city in 10 minutes too. So it's a really nice space. You can see what you are looking for and make a different thing to you can evaluate to decide between these two zones. Also, there is a lot of zone that we can see with you if you want to see another area. But to start, that mix all this, I say Monica and Maca, Costa del Este or Santa Maria.
That's wonderful. And for sure, I'm exactly thinking like you. Costa del Este and Santa Maria are one of our top areas. If you want to invest, are actually increasing their value, and you have opportunities. If you want to live in that areas and you want to establish as an investor in a safe place, in a good area for your family or for your work or your companies, that's wonderful that those areas are next one to the other one, and both help your family to feel like many people compare with Miami. I don't like to compare countries with others. But I don't know why, Maca, you believe the people said that, for example, Costa del Este or Panama around the city, it's similar than Miami, for example.
I think people might say that because of the high rise.
Yeah,
And you do
high
have
rise.
like luxury high rises, you have like the corporate tenants, you have embassies, you have multinational companies. But the way I like to see it, and this is something geographically of the city of Panama, the way that it has developed when you look at like the map of Panama City, because of the canal and like geographical, they have been, it has developed rectangular wise. Like when you look at the map, and the way that I like to see it, it's like, you know, common like the blue chips areas. Panama, it's not a city that you can come and say like, okay, I want to invest here. No, you need to be able to invest in appreciation areas,
Right,
like the ones that Wendy was mentioning,
Yes.
like the ones that you were
Because-
mentioning.
Because that's clear. Many people comes to Panama with the idea to make money or increase their money, but sometimes they have not the
knowledge of the
guidance
areas.
and or the knowledge, and they invest in some areas that we know your value is not going to increase, right?
And because we do understand the high appreciation areas in the city, the threat, like when you're coming to invest, it's not a low ticket investment. Like you cannot expect to get a 100,000 investment and have, you know, something that's gonna be appreciated by time. You do need to, that ticket needs to go up. Probably, I will say 200,000. I do know that between 150 and 200, it's something that we can work with. But I do have a lot of people that want to invest in Panama that come with the notion that this is not something that I can guarantee that's gonna have appreciation on time, because with that budget you will be able to invest, but not in these blue chip areas.
Exactly. And well, we prefer to avoid in a general suggestion to set numbers to you, but it's very important to get an idea. For example, if we compare with another countries around the world, if we talk about Madrid, for example, or if we talk about Miami that we are mentioning, many people said, yes, I could buy a luxury apartment in that area and I will receive or earn a lot of money because that property is going to cost me that and I will receive like a lot of money every month. But what we can say, you have to consider when you do the math and you consider which are your expenses, how much you pay in taxes, how much is your yearly tax for that property, your maintenance, many things. When you discount that, usually, and please tell us where you found your investments are up to 4%, right? Then it's very interesting. We can work with strategy, and many of our investors love to work with us. We can guide you in specific areas because we have to be clear. Not all the areas in Panama are going to increase your money. We have specific areas that we already studied that we know are going to get a plus value in the future or at this moment, and we can suggest you which areas are safe to put your money if you want to receive more plus value in short term.
Sorry. You know that also we do a first interview because we need to understand what are your strategy. After that, we can make a Zoom or Meet meeting, and we can show you, depend of the project, the real numbers to in the projection and ROI and increase value in time. So you can see the numbers, exactly the number we have here for you. But Maca, what do you think about ROI? Exactly the ROI when we do this kind of investment to rent.
Well, returns probably will go from 6 to 7 in residential. That's like a
Then
Something
standard.
basic.
something basic.
Conservative.
Commercially,
Yeah.
commercially numbers returns go a little bit up, but you need to be very careful of people telling you that you're gonna do
14% and
18%.
It's
Yes.
This is not the market for that.
No.
If someone is telling you that, probably we need to sit down and understand there are opportunities in which you can do this with diversifying your investment portfolio with time. Like there's a lot of things into the mix that need to be taken into account, but you need to be very careful understanding like what they're showing you. And I do think this space is for that, for us to be able to show you, also bring people that can tell you specifically regarding returns numbers
Yes.
and Panamanian economy. So we are gonna be building that trust with you. So when you come here, and you probably already know more than
Yeah.
us, because that's the good thing about these times. Like when an investor comes, when people want to come and invest in Panama, they have already do the research, that they already
Of
know
course.
so much about the country.
Sometimes they know more than us.
Yes.
Because
And
they
I-
invest. They do
Yes.
the research a lot.
And I do think our work is to take that information that they are, finding online. Maybe they have talked to other people in the industry, and just making sure that it makes sense to you. Like numbers don't lie. That's something that for me it's very transparent, and it's good to see how you can bring someone that's trying, and we talk more about the people that are coming to be looks to get their investments, because you have people that they want to relocate, you have people that they want to retire, you have people that they want to have something safe for when they retire.
Exactly.
People that they want to start investing into the country. People that came here once because they stopped at the airport, or they came
Exactly.
here because their multinational is set here. And these are all valid, and they all have different goals. The truth is one. Like, you need to come to the people that knows. We are very, very fortunate to work with the best developers in the country.
Exactly.
We do have many off-market
Projects.
projects, private sales that no one's in the market have ever heard. So you come to us, and I'm already guaranteeing that you will have appreciation on your investment from day one. So that's something that not
Another brokerage.
many other brokerage can say
Okay,
with
yes.
with this certainty, but we can say that.
Exactly. And something that we can offer to our clients, it's what be Luxe Real Estate do for you. We understand the most important thing that you are going to look for when you are thinking to move to a new country, and you need to understand how is the market, how it's going to be that new place that you're going to put all your trust, that you consider to invest. The most important thing is confidence, right?
Yeah, actually, I have a client few days ago that she have a really, she was really worried about to be scammed.
Exactly.
So,
happens a lot with
Happens
many of
a
our
lot, and in Latin America,
American clients and Canadian clients think a lot about
Of
that,
that,
because many situations happen around all other countries with real estate investments, right?
exactly. So there is
What
a,
we can say to our clients when we
well, first you have to work with a good company that have the knowledge, because we can offer you a lot of projects. There is a lot of projects, but not all the projects will be increased, will be of a good developers, will be by the law that have to be done to secure your investment. So we really do the work for you, because I can tell you about, I don't know, 30 projects, but really you don't have to spend your time seeing 30 projects. When you come here, I hear you, I understand what you need, and I present the projects that have the real value for you.
Exactly. It's exactly like this. Or friends. If you consider Panama as a place, the first thing that you have to consider is choose with who are you going to work and understand the areas. And also, it's very, very important to understand that because we are going to offer you trust the process from the beginning to the end. You need someone to help you, like holding you in with your hand and walking with you. No in front of you, no back of you, next to you, and that make the difference between our advisors. We work with a wonderful company that is Belux that we do or training to be focused and give the best experience for our investors and for our clients. And if we are going to start with you, we are going to be with you to the end of that process. And well, Mecca, we want to do something interesting. Let's do fire questions, rapid fire questions. Many of our clients ask many things about Panama. I want to start with the first question. Let me, who of you can answer? For example, can a foreigner own properties in Panama with the same rights as a citizen?
Yes, foreigners have the same ownership rights as locals and against other neighboring countries. It's a very simple title deed. And one of the things that Panama has is that it's a public record. So you can actually look into it publicly and see that everything's right with your property. So that's
It's very secure for
It's
the clients.
very
You can
secure.
check by yourself. You may can access and you can log into the public registry and verify by yourself if you need. If you have an advisor to help you, it's going to be better, right? But it's a possibility and it's everything with transparency. Another question, Wendy, what do you think our clients need to be here? Do I need to visit Panama to buy a property?
It's not necessary. We have closed a dozen of sales remotely. So we can send you the information. We do an interview. We can do Zoom. We can do virtual tours of the properties. We can go with you to the area to show you the area. We do the hard work. We do it for you, and also all the paperwork, all the banking, the due diligence that we have to do, we can do it through email too. And we here at the company have a really good connection with the banks, so you have the best at the best service of the banks and do all the process more easily because we understand that it's really heavy. There is like nobody likes all the due diligence that we have to do. It's part of the process, but we will have all the patience and all the good service for you. So the answer is no.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Wendy. And Maca, last question. It is safe to invest in Panama?
I do think it's safe. Country-wise, it's a very safe country. Crime rates are pretty low. I do think like it will be safe to say that it's safer than most of major U.S. cities. It's a very small country, and Panama City is it's smaller still. Regarding the banking system, it's also very safe. Like when you are buying through a bank or getting a mortgage, everything's very structured and very safe. I do think real estate, as it is a very regulated business because it's a very small country.
Exactly.
You're not looking like massive countries, huge countries with a lot of geographical land, like let's say Mexico, for example. It's very small, and because of what we already talked.
Yes.
You already know the appreciation areas in the city as it is. So I will say it's safe.
Perfect. Well, do you want to know which is the first step? I will invite you to follow the link below and let's show you how you can do the first steps to invest in Panama. We are a group with a lot of specialist advisors that can guide you in our group and Luxe Real Estate group. And we can offer you the best options depending your case. We are going to evaluate your case because we do an individual interview with you to understand your needs, and we are going to guide you in the process that I was talking about it a couple of minutes ago. Very important. Thank you very much for listening us. Thanks to start that conversation, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maka and Wendy, your last words to our investors. What can you say to say bye to our investors? What can you invite them to do after see our podcast today?
Well, thank you to see us. This is our first episode, so you have to stay tuned because we are going to talk about more of the topics that you really matter. So please, Maka.
I think our next episode is we're gonna be tackling big legal questions.
Yeah.
One of the main questions that investors ask is how do I do it? What do I get from it? And how to move forward.
Yes.
And those are some of the things that we're gonna talk in the next episode. So don't miss it.
Thank you very much. And if you have a topic that are interested for you and you want to suggest it, please write down
in the comments.
Yes,
they can write
in the
it.
comments you can write in exactly which is your topic that you are interested, and we are going to try to do an episode specific about your suggestions. Thank you very much. God bless you, and stay tuned to the next episode with us. Bye bye.
Bye.